Okay, I don't know what's going on with my camera. But hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sowing and Reaping YouTube channel. I'm going to try to cut the camera back on in a minute. So I don't know what's going on with that. So let me try again. Okay, there we go. Again, everyone, welcome to the Sowing and Reaping YouTube channel. And today, I want to talk about Jason's downfall and Shannyforchrist's biggest failure. At least as far as me knowing her here on social media or whatever. But real quick, hello everybody in the chat. Girl Zen, Moody, Mike Helm, Bat Brat, Bug Love, Green Eye Girl. How you doing? Let me just put everybody on like this. Say hello everybody real quick. Green Eye, the actor, that would be the Lubis, the artist formerly known as the Lubis. Let's see something here. Sophia Best, Mark Lawrence. Welcome to the Sowing and Reaping YouTube channel. And I'll keep the subscribe thank you there today. How about that? What I want to do today is I want to give my perspective on something that I heard today. And it's going to be a little bit more lengthy than what you guys heard on Carrie's channel. First of all, shout out to Carrie for making this really good point on her YouTube channel. I'm going to show everybody what I'm talking about in a minute. She did a video where she reviewed the arrest video of Shannyforchrist and the domestic issues that happened between the two of them. I'm still against people's arrest stuff being put on YouTube and everything. However, I've watched, and people need to understand this. When that video was first put online, I think on Irate Alex's channel, I think Dragnut put it on his YouTube channel. I thought it was hilarious when I saw it. But at the same time, I was also mad at how people was able to get the information. But I must have watched this thing at least 10 or 12 times or whatever. In all honesty, maybe more actually, come to think about it, regarding this this arrest video. And I've heard commentary from Irate Alex, I've heard commentary from other people on here regarding it. But I think Carrie pretty much made a really good point. And I think the reason why I think she made a good point is because now when I'm listening to these videos, I'm being objective. Okay, I don't know what's going on there real quick. Let me make sure that you can all see me on this because there's something wrong with my camera with this laptop. Let me make sure something is up with this. Let me just check on this real quick, guys, before I go any further to make sure that you guys can see me and hear me and everything. There we go. Good. So anyway, I wanted to make sure. I'm sorry, guys. My camera isn't working well, so I'll try to cut it back on periodically, but it's acting stupid right now for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, I think Carrie made a really good point on her YouTube channel about the fall of Rev, why he lost everything, why he is in the position that he's in today, and why he will never get any further in his life until he does something about it. Okay? And I want people to hear what Carrie actually said. It's going to take a little bit for her to get to the point, but it's about an hour and 15 minutes into her video when she's reviewing the arrest video. I want you guys to listen to what she has to say here, and then I'll come back. So let me just do this here real quick.
He's got marks on his legs and shit from it. He's like whipping him.
Kind of like sexual fetish kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly. It's got some,
It wasn't
And
consensual.
not for a good time either.
Yeah.
all right, it's fine.
Was she?
Yeah, flogger.
So why she hit you with that?
Huh?
Why did she hit you with that? To get you to stop from going?
She was frustrated with me because I didn't so much want to see the Pikachu movie, so I went outside and I was just hanging out, like having cigarettes or whatever. So.
Gotcha.
See, this is the downfall of him. He won't stand up to her, but he gets, so frustrated that some shit still ends up happening. Like when he hit the kid, he doesn't. It's like, isn't that crazy? She got arrested. When she gets arrested, it's because they're getting a fight because he doesn't want to watch a movie. When he gets arrested, it's because they got in a fight because she don't want to watch a movie.
Now, the point that I want people to get with that is this. Let me try to cut my camera back on. Okay, cool. The point I want people to get with this is this. She said that his downfall had to do with him not being able to stand up to Shanny. It's not like Shanny was all that in a bag of buffalo wings or anything like that. This man had almost $1 million in money and assets before he started giving everything to everybody, because Shanny manipulated him with the scriptures. He would get angry and express what's inside of him. And that's how he really feels. As a Christian, this is what I believe, because the Bible says from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So when a person's angry, when a man's angry and they say certain things, there's some truth to the things that they are saying. And whenever you see these videos, and we're going to take a look at them soon, where he gets angry and he says he would do certain things if he was in the position to do it, that she did. This is what he's really thinking. This is what he really feels. And a lot of you already know, because I can tell from watching the reaction channels and watching these archive channels, that she is the one that's telling him to do cleanup by making these videos. He can make a video tomorrow and claim I'm wrong, but he knows I can demonstrate in real time why he's wrong about what he's saying. He knows it. Now, the reason why he's poor, actually, you know what? Let me not knock the poor, because I'm poor myself. The reason why he doesn't have any money, and the reason why he's so dependent upon everybody, when just a couple of years ago, prior to him losing all of that, that was the exact opposite case, is because this man refused to tell her no. He knew his money was running out. He knew that if he didn't stop living this reckless lifestyle that she wanted him to live, because he was not doing that before he met her. It's going to sound like, guys, in this video that I'm defending Rev, but I'm not. I might actually get involved. Oh, brother, here we go again. I might actually get involved with some name calling today, but I think Rev is honestly and truthfully a victim. How many of you, for example, know that Rev is actually getting more empathy and sympathy from social media than Shanny is? I want y'all to think about this a minute. This man kicked Zachary in the head. He went to jail for injuring one of those kids, for kicking one of those kids. He went to jail for that. And there is more empathy online for him than there is for Shanny. Now, we're going to talk about Shanny's failure, because that has a lot to do with what I want to say regarding that. But Rev's in the position he's in because he won't kick that woman to the curb and just admit to all of the mistakes that he's made. He does it from time to time when he's mad at her, but he has never really made an official video really telling people like us how he really feels. And I know everybody on here probably knows how he really feels. He's just not man enough to get on here and do it. Because if he does, he'll lose Shanny, the woman that put him in the poorhouse. Rev, you can't blame YouTube for her going shopping and buying all that expensive clothes. You can't blame YouTube for her going out there buying all that expensive makeup. You can't blame YouTube and Twitch and Rumble and all these other people for some of the idiotic things that this woman was going out there buying. You can't do that. You were the one with the passwords. You were the one with the cards. It was your mother's money that she passed down to you, where you had to make the final decision where that money went. And you're the reason why you're in the position that you're in, because you refuse to let Shanny go. You are in the position you are in today, struggling to eat, struggling to drink, not having peace of mind. How many of you out there know, for example, this man doesn't even want to make videos anymore on Rumble. He didn't want to make videos on Twitch. A lot of you know that. He didn't want to make videos on YouTube. The woman is making him do it because that's how they make their income now. This man was never part of the great debate community really like that. Y'all want to know who Jason was? You want to know who this was? Before he got involved with Shanny, I'm going to show this video again so that people can see what this guy was before he got involved with her. Now, mind you, there are videos I can show you with him going into hangouts and him getting angry and cussing people out, but never to the levels of when he got involved with Shanny. And this man was an alcoholic. show you guys something real quick. Where's the video at? I want you guys to take a look at this, and then I'm when it's time to talk about Shanny, if you're watching this, you're not gonna like this, so you might as well stop watching right now. Jason, if you're watching this, you need to keep watching this because you need to hear this. You really need to hear what you're going to be listening to today. All right. Got a video here. Where is it? Here we go. Let me show everybody what I'm talking about. And this is on the Atheist YouTube channel. And yeah, they're talking atheist stuff, but I don't really care about that right now because that's not what this is about. Okay, I have time to deal with stuff like that later. But here is Jason before Shanny. Humble, contrite, actually helping people. Nadia was starving, homeless, confused. And this is one, and he's a Christian. And Nadia is transgender. And this man showed nothing but love to Nadia. Nadia will get on here and talk about all of the wonderful things that this man has done without Nadia trying to break his bank or anything like that. This is Jason before Shanny.
In the name of the Most High God, Jason William Egroff here for RevelationNews.net. You know, none of us are worthy to speak for the Messiah. None of us. But as you can see from what is in front of you, I am chief among sinners.
And the funny thing is, I was sitting in this same position when they gave me this house. I was sitting in that same chair, in that same room, in that same position when Shanny decided to illegally evict me out of there because I decided to talk about men with long hair. And she was attempting to control me. One thing y'all can't say about me, man, is that the majority of the time that I've been in the room with Shanny, I've held my ground on what I really believe about stuff. I don't play that crap.
All right, so this is Jason Egroff, roundabout.
Anyway, so he was very humble. You guys would have liked him before he got involved with Shanny. You guys would have liked him. The problem is that around the time when Chris apparently cheated on Shanny, Shanny was starting to get a lot of notice. Was getting noticed. Well, she was already being noticed by this YouTuber by the name of JD Kane. But then she really got the notice of the community when she started going after Rev and they found out that Rev had money. And everybody was trying to warn Rev. I don't think I was one of the people. I don't think I was at the time. No, I wasn't. But a lot of people was trying to warn. Sabella was one of them, and a few other people was one of them that was trying to warn Rev that she was only coming after him for one particular thing. Because I don't know if I believed that right away, because me and Shanny was like off and on friends. We would fight. Oh, brother, come on, screen. We would fight from time to time. All right. No, Jesus didn't have long hair. For those of you who don't know, that picture that you guys see on the walls of Jesus, that's a guy by the name of Caesar Borgia, whatever the heck his name was. But I don't think Christians really ever believe that was an actual picture of Jesus. Jesus probably would have looked a lot different than that picture but I don't really care about how he looked. I only care about the color of his blood. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. But Shanny apparently, Chris apparently cheated on Shanny. Chris would later to admit this when his Odd Irrelevancy YouTube channel, and they ended up getting divorced. She was looking for another man. I was a candidate, and so was Rev, but she chose Rev because Rev had money, and I think a lot of people see that. So there's no need for me to try to prove that. But a lot of you if you watch them in Colorado, you can see it was all about her. It was never about them. It was always about her heart, her living her dream, her doing what she always wanted to do. It was always about her. Of course, Jason had wet brain. He didn't see any of this. And I know a lot of you, that goes for drag, myself, especially when we were fighting, was all trying to get a one-on-one with him to talk to him about this. But she did her best to make sure he didn't talk to anybody. Kind of like she's doing that right now with him. But we'll get to her failure as we go on with this. Yeah, JD Ken, I was mentioning how you spent a lot of time talking about Shanny, especially the time that she started to have those issues with Chris. And this is also when everyone found out that Shanny actually cheated on Chris herself. When Shanny, and I don't know who did what first, but I do know that Shanny, and everybody knows this. You can go to XX Archive, I think, and you can go to Fundy Archive, and you'll hear the story about how. Thank you, Charmed, because you're right. I did escape her in more ways than one. Because the more I'm looking at these videos, the more I'm starting to understand what kind of woman she is. But if you go look on Fundy Archive, you will see that that her and Rev had phone sex while she was married to Chris. As a matter of fact, she tried to get with me when she was with Chris. They wasn't even fully divorced yet. I don't care if you're separated. If you're not divorced and I try to do something with you, that's adultery. You know what I mean? So she was trying to get with me while she was still with him. I don't care what he did or what she claimed he did. As long as those papers are still there, you're still a married woman. Yeah, Chris cheated and Shanny cheated. Shanny cheated with Rev. That's why a lot of times when you listen to people on YouTube and they try to make it sound like their lives are all perfect and whatnot, don't believe the hype. This is TV. You know what I mean? People will get on here and tell you anything. You got to learn how to read between the lines to know what's really going on with a person. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's get back to Rev here. Rev told me, and he told you guys this too in video. Okay, he's told me this, and he told you guys this in video. So nobody can sit here and say I'm making this up. And Rev, if you're watching this and you say I'm making what I'm going to say up, you can go to XX Archive, Shabby for Christ, Burnt Toast, and everybody else who's got your video. Ira Alex and a whole bunch of other people. When you got mad at Shanny and you said that she forced her way into your life. That is what you told me when we met in person on multiple occasions. And that's what you have said on YouTube. So I'm not making that up. She I guess when you say force, she manipulated her way into your life. Right? And Red, that stuck with me when you told me that in the car, man. That stuck with me. I hit that in my heart. Because it told me something about her. Because there was an element of truth to that, because you said the same thing when you was in Colorado, when you got mad. And I'm one of these people that believe when you get mad and you start running your mouth, there's some truth coming out of your mouth about what you really think about people. I've been there. The reason why I used that picture there for the beginning of this video is because both of you lied to me, Rev, when you told me that they came on the property and they slashed those tires. And you know what I'm talking about, Rev. Okay? And by the way, I want to let you guys know something about Jason. He's not stupid. Okay? He's dumb when it comes to women. He is idiotically dumb when it comes to women. Don't get me wrong. However, I think he knows the kind of person that he's with. I think he understands the kind of woman that he's with, but he doesn't care. He misses his mother, and Shanny is filling the void. And I can't wait until I get to the second half of this, because I want Shanny to hear every word I'm going to say about that thought I just had. Okay? Yeah, Lubis. Lubis, you notice you're not blocked, right, Lubis? No matter how many times you say something in the chat, Lubis, it doesn't mean that you're gonna get me triggered for anything that you're saying. All right, you can try though. You can keep trying. But anyway, they got me so angry that I started getting on here making threats to people here myself, because I believed the things that they was telling me. Caused me to go do some things because of what they were telling me. I had to spend an excessive amount of money, kind of like what Rev did, but not on the same scale, because I didn't have that kind of money. I went out there and I bought cameras. I went out there and I did certain things because I believed the story that they told me. Shanny's good at what she does, but so is Rev. But Rev, the reason why you're broke, bro, the reason why you ain't got no money, the reason why you're begging people on YouTube and you're trying to be YouTube's #1 premier e-beggar, okay? The reason why you're on Rumble kissing Shanny's behind, making content that you really don't want to make, is because you refuse to tell her no. And this is and Rev, you're a beta. And if there's something lower than a beta, that's what you are. Because you got to think about this a minute. Both of you are in your uncle's house at his mercy. Both of you are at the mercy of the uncle, right? And it's your uncle, not Shanny's uncle. Shanny doesn't have a relationship with her family. And if you ain't careful, Rev, you ain't going to have a relationship with yours. That last lifeline. All right. And you can throw her out and you'll still have somewhere to live. However, Shanny would have to go to a shelter or something and then be sent back to Duluth or whatever, with her family or whatever, who has utterly disowned her because of her actions on YouTube. I've watched a lot, and I mean a lot of these archive videos that I've never watched before. I've listened to Shanny say things that I've never heard her say before. I've watched these. I watched Irate Alex's, like, objectively, his documentary on Shanny about stuff I didn't even know myself. And I think had they been living in my house or before they lived in my house and I saw that stuff, I don't think I would have let them stay there. But that's neither here nor there. But Jason, you're in the position that you're in, dude. Simply put, because you're not man enough to tell that woman no. And hold your ground. Like, what is she gonna do? Rev, what's the worst? I want you to think about this a minute, Jason. What is the worst thing that can happen if you tell her no? I want you to think about that a minute. Okay, you won't get no poutine pie. I doubt that, because after about 3 days, that nymphomaniac is going to give you something, even if you tell her no. All right. What's the worst thing that she can do? Nothing. She needs you. As a matter of fact, she needs you so much that she doubled down in that video where you told her to break up with you and she wouldn't do it. Do you realize women will drop a man like that for not providing for their family? A real woman would do that like that. You notice that she won't drop you. You want to know why? She needs you. You don't got to make videos, dude, if you don't want to make videos. You're right about that, girls, in. But I'm just showing everybody my logic before I make statements like that. Because sometimes when I make those statements and I don't show people how I come to my conclusions, it's easy for people to say, well, G-Man, how do you know that? You know what I mean? So, yeah, you're right. The worst thing that can happen to him is that she would beat him up. She would beat him up. And like I said, Rev, you're a very frail guy, dude. It ain't hard to break your bones or nothing. All she got to do is sit on you, dude, and I believe you'll be dead. All them thousands of pounds sitting on top of you, I think she'll kill you. I look at your life as an alcoholic in your life. I can't believe I'm a Christian and I'm saying this, but your life was better as an angry alcoholic than it is as a poor weed head that's with Shanny. Any other woman would have dropped you like that, dude. She ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere, dude. You can verbally abuse her and she ain't going nowhere. That woman ain't going nowhere because she ain't got nowhere to go. You don't got to make videos you don't want to make because she's going to constantly lose her platforms. It don't matter if she go to Twitch. It doesn't matter if she go to Rumble. She can get on here and try to punish people because she loses her platforms because she chooses not to follow TOS, thinking that she's free to say whatever she wants or do whatever she wants when she can't do it. Rev, you don't even understand, dude, how fast a GoFundMe can be made for you, dude, and you can get rent and security. People have more empathy for you and you assaulted a child than they do for Shanny. Think about that, dude. Under any other circumstances, them people be throwing tomatoes at you, bricks at you, 2x4s at you, houses at you, dog poop at you. But they got more empathy for you than they got for Shanny. Think about that, dude. Nobody forgot what you did. You can go on Rumble and try to act all cool and act like you're like this great person all you want. Nobody forgot about that. All of them people who are trolling you, and trust me, 100% of them people watching you on Rumble is trolling you. Not 98.9, not 99.9. 100% of the people, even the people that are giving you stuff, are trolling you. And the funny thing is, you know this, Rev. But I want to go to Shanny's failure because I want to tie this in with Jason's downfall. And Jason's downfall, I'm going to be repeating this throughout, is because he won't say no to Shanny. But Shanny, you're in the perfect storm. I don't know how many of you ever seen that movie, The Perfect Storm, where there was a storm on one side of the ocean, and then there was a huge storm on the other side of the ocean, and there was no way that they could escape, and they was going to perish no matter what. And that is what Shanny is in right now, because thanks to the reaction community, thanks to the archive community, thanks to you making headline news in Scranton, and you are the laughing stock of that town, dude. If you don't believe me, go back to your block. Go back to your old block, and you'll see just how much of a laughing stock you become, dude. Because of your relationship with Shanny has turned you into a straight joke, a clown, and there is going to be no restoration until you get away from her. Okay? But Shanny, how does it feel, Shanny, that your plan backfired on you? And I know you're watching this part. I know you're getting a little popcorn saying, oh, look at the attention I'm getting. But listen to this, Shanny. You thought when you spent all of this dude's money that you was going to come into my life. By the way, shout out to David Weiser, because I watched his videos talking about this. Well, David Anthony, rather. I'm sorry. His video where he talked about this. I think Drag talked about it a little bit. I saw some people in the chat talking about it. And a couple of other channels. I forget the name of them. But this woman actually believed she was going to spin this dude into poverty and then come to me. And the reason and the way that she was going to do it was to demonize him. Now, since they've gotten together, I am not lying. Since they got together, now I'm looking at this in hindsight. If I'm looking at this as their friends, I don't see this. You got to understand this now. I'm looking at this in hindsight. I'm looking at this backwards. Okay? But if you put me in a position where I'm looking at it forward, I'm just as dumb as Jason. Let's keep it real. And I deserve to be called every name in the book because of it. Because I was pretty dumb. But she's been trying to demonize him since they got together. I'm not saying that he was no saint and he was no angel. He would get drunk. And then she would send me all of these. For those of you who remember the Google Hangouts, you know how they used to send you private videos on Google Hangouts. She used to send me private videos about him raging at her because he wants his alcohol and she wouldn't give it to him. Yeah, he was like that. He was raging because he wanted his alcohol and she wouldn't give it to him. All right. And she was trying to demonize him even then. They go to Colorado. His money's almost gone. All of a sudden, Shanny wants to be friendly again. All of a sudden, she wants to be friendly because I made a couple of videos stating that Rumor Research Lab and a couple of other people shouldn't said or did anything about her. And I think it's also one of the things where the friend of my friend becomes my enemy. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, the enemy of my enemy becomes my friend or whatever. You know what I mean? So, and she was looking for ways just to get back at people because she heard me saying some things on my channel, and I you know what I mean? And everybody knows what happened with that. But the point of the matter is that they was out of money, and then I would get these texts, and a lot of you saw many of them where you know, actually, I don't think I ever showed you guys those romantic thingies where she tried to, because I think that she tried, my mind's in like a bunch of different places right now, but I think that she tried to, let me cut my camera on for this. I think that she tried to make him look bad in Colorado around the time when I was paying the cell phone bills and some of the other bills that they had over there. You know, the video which says, I need G-Man. I think she wanted somebody to talk to, and I think that's kind of what happened with Jason and her when she was going through her stuff with Chris, and she was trying to transition from her and Jason to me. Oh brother, there's my camera again. Okay, let me cut the camera off. Okay, so how can I put this? She she would send me these text messages. If you're a woman, you might understand this stuff. I don't know. But she would say things like, what do you do in a situation like this? Now, mind you, I'm not in a relationship at the time. Why are you asking me about what would I do in a situation like this? She would want to say, would she be a bad person if she left him because he's being verbally abusive? Shanny, if you think I'm lying, Shanny, let's exchange text messages. Find your old phone, Shanny, and let's talk about it. Because you're not going to lie on here when I got all the phones. Or did you forget about that? I think I did a video showing everybody how many phones I actually have. I got the phone with every relative, every friend this guy's ever had. Give me a break. But anyway, it's a little flip phone. He knows what I'm talking about. But and no, I didn't delete those numbers, Jason. No, I didn't delete any of that stuff. I have all of it. It's kind of like an insurance policy in case you ever try to hunt me down and shoot me or something like that. Behind Shanny's stupid advice. And knowing her, I wouldn't put that past her. I wouldn't put it past her. And I've already made plans about stuff like that. But anyway, Shanny, you've been trying to demonize this guy for the longest. And you can't do it. Think about this a minute, Shanny. If you telling everybody that he kicked Zachary didn't work, what can you possibly say that he did that's going to get people to empathize with you and then have a man want you? Every man in this community seen what you did with this man's money. We all saw it. We all saw it. We all saw what you guys did with his money. Mainly you, because you was the main person. As a matter of fact, I would say 98 of them videos, 98% of those videos is you, Shanny. You, even when you were doing the Shanny Saldathon, the Cult of Shanny, when you guys was doing Rev, Metatron and all that mess, Rev only, I would say 2% at the time talked about giving away money. That's what I'm saying, Green Eyes. Shanny wanted you to sweep in and save her. Thank God. Oh, praise the Lord for that too. I'm very thankful, especially me looking at all these videos and seeing how true that is. Because like I said, if me and her were friends, I wouldn't have been able to see it. But what was I gonna say? Yeah. So Shanny was most of the time talking about money and money and money. If you guys ever noticed, for those of you who have been around Sabella, Dragnut, JD Kane, and all of you, how many times did you really hear Jason talk about his money or what he was worth? I didn't know any of this stuff about this dude until Shanny came into the picture. And then when Shanny came in his life, everything that has ever happened in this guy's life, it's almost on YouTube. Almost everything that's ever happened in his life has been on YouTube. By now, people know what his mother looks like, what his father looked like, how much money was inherited to him, how many properties he had, potential money he has in the future. All of that is on the internet thanks to Shanny for Christ or Shanny for weed. Not 98%, more like 87%. But he rarely talked about it, about how much he was worth, unless Shanny told him to go out there and to clarify some things. It's like Jason has been convinced that his life will end unless Shanny's in his life. And that's pathetic. I'm sorry. He really thinks he can't do better than Shanny. That is just so much a lie. It's not even funny. I've seen some of the girls that was flirting with this dude. I've seen some of them pictures and how he turned them down for Shanny. One of these days, I got to show you guys these pictures. They show you and now I don't know if I should do that. Actually, they might actually get me for doxing them or whatever. No, I better not do that. But anyway, I put it to you this way: these girls were pretty compared to Shanny. Oh my God, they were looking way better. But anyway, Shanny, you're stuck with Jason. Listen to me, Shanny. You're stuck with him. Nothing you do in the future is going to change that. You told everybody on the internet, including me, that you didn't want no scrub. Guess what? God gave you a scrub. You said that you wasn't cheap. Guess what, Shanny? Now you're super cheap. A guy with minimum wage can steal you from Rev if he was crazy and was blind and was desperate. How does it feel, Shanny, to know that you're in this relationship and you will get the pity of no one, no matter how much you try to dog Jason? And Jason's sitting back knowing this, getting all of this support, and then he loses the support when he doesn't kick her to the curb. Jason, you want my words, and you can thank me for this later, dude. When you do wake up and you're willing to go to these channels and get away from her, watch how fast you get enough for rent and security. Listen to me, dude. You heard it here first. You just wait. Dragnut wanted to help you. The guy that you called the N-word multiple times. What was it, like 15 or 18 times? I've heard about the video, but I never seen the video until I went on Irate Alex's channel. I was like, what? And they were living in my house using this language. And I didn't believe people. And then I went on YouTube. I was like, what this guy do? 15 times he used the N-word. He did it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Because he believes Shanny, when Shanny says, Dragnut is ruining our life. Dragnut's not ruining your life. Shanny already ruined your life when she spent the majority of your money or got you to be irresponsible with your money. And you actually believe that a family is expensive, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I assume that having a woman, 2 kids, requires some income. I'm going to tell you what it doesn't take them. It don't take no $700,000 in no 2 years. What you should be doing is trying to sue Shanny for all that. Actually, I don't think you will win, but because you got too many videos on YouTube saying that you wanted to do it and you made a conscious decision to do it. The only way you will win something like that if you can prove that she manipulated you psychologically. That's the only way you'll be able to do it, Jason. That's the only way you're going to be able to do it. I offered you back your house thinking you was going to take the invitation. And you told me no. You told me no. So you know what? You're not going to get it. Offered you money. You know how much money I was going to give you. You said no. Because that poutine pie was so good. You're like, I can't live without that booty. Can't live without that booty. I'm starving. I ain't got nowhere to live. My reputation's destroyed. Can't live without that booty. Can't live without that booty. Oh, but anyway. Yeah, Shanny, you're stuck with him. You're stuck with the scrub. You're stuck with him. You'll never be with another man again, Shanny. You will never get another man to be as dumb as Jason is. And I'm calling him dumb because he hasn't woken up yet. This man was a voice in the truther community. The truther community wouldn't take him back now if he was a billionaire. He was building a wrestling channel. But because of all of the mean things they were saying about him, he lost his wrestling channel. A lot of you don't know this, but his favorite wrestler is Raven. His wrestler that was in WCW and WWE and in ECW. His name was Raven. And I felt so giving to him because for what he did for me when he had money. I wanted to get Raven on his channel. He told me all he needed was $500. Give it to Raven, and Raven will make a special appearance on his wrestling show. And I was going to do it. I was going to do a lot of stuff for those two back when I believed that they were trying to get their life together. Then I learned that Shanny was a lying, manipulating piece of trash. And Rev was just her yes man. But Shanny, you're stuck with him forever. I want you to think about that, Shanny. See, when you was on the phone with me, you said, "Oh, gee, man, we should get together. We'll be a..." and she said this too, by the way. She said we're gonna be a power couple. You know what I mean? Imagine Shannyforchrist merges with the G-Man. Can you imagine how many views and subscribers? She actually gave me that as a pitch when she wanted me to be her boyfriend. She said that Shannyforchrist with G-Man. I didn't need Shanny. I had to, please, I can make an appearance. back then when the Drunken Peasants were relevant, I can go on their channel whenever I want it. And by the way, if the Drunken Peasants are watching this, I'm sorry, but you guys were relevant when you had TJ on your channel. Billy the Fridge is destroying your show. I'm sorry. Carrie gets more live viewers than you guys do. Give me a break. And as soon as the owner of the Drunken Peasant starts to understand that, he'll go back to kissing TJ's butt and get their real viewers back. That's either here or there. The reaction community is taking over completely. But Shanny, this is your failure. You have failed to demonize Rev. You can't do it. It's impossible. You'll never be able to do it. All of us are waiting for the fake R claims. I'll put it to you that way. We're all waiting for the fake R claims. Oh, he R'd me. He R'd me. He R'd me. We're all waiting for it. Every last one of us is waiting for that video so we can laugh at you and call you a liar. That's your man for the rest of your life. And if he doesn't, and now think about this a minute, Shanny. I want you to think about this a minute. He don't want to work. Yes, Sabella, yes. Exactly. Think about this, Shanny. You're with a man who doesn't want to work and he doesn't even want to do social media. This dummy repeatedly deletes his accounts when he's building momentum on his channel, getting viewership, and getting close to being able to make ad revenue because he wants to defend your honor. And the way he defends your honor is by deleting his channel like a dummy. And now he has to start from square one. You do understand, Shanny, that people are going to get tired of you guys at some point, right? That you're going to go live one day and 2 people is going to be watching you. The way you guys keep deleting your channels. You act like you're going to have these people looking at you forever. It doesn't work that way, Shanny. And people are already getting tired of you. As far as I know, to this date, the only people talking about Shanny right now is Carrie, Burnt Toast, sometimes Burnt Toast. Burnt Toast don't cover all the time. You got Carrie, Burnt Toast, and you got Drader, Draven's Crypt, and that's it. Drag barely does it. There's proof that she played him when he had wet brain. I'm looking for those older videos to show everybody, but I do have something else I want to show people here to back up my claims. The domestic fight. I want to show people a picture of her trying to demonize him. Now, remind you, they're in Colorado when this is happening. She's on the phone with me talking about how Jason doesn't want to work and how she's going to pay her bills. Can I help her? Her promising she's going to do this for me and do this for me if I help her and everything. And I want to show people what I'm talking about. A lot of you already seen this, but I don't know if you've seen it on this channel. What I'm going to show you is on the... No, it is on XX Archive. Oh, a lot of you probably saw this in. But this is the performance art video. I want to go back to this here a minute. I'm going to mute my microphone. Hold on. Wait a minute. Where's the video at, first of all? That's classic. Let's close that. Let's close this one. Okay, that's the one we want right there. All right. So let me show everybody what I'm talking about.
What's up, guys? I just want to tell everyone that I'm fine, the boys are fine, and Jason is fine, okay? We're going through a lot of stress because of this money thing. I realize that. And Jason is dealing with some things that he needs to go to the doctor for, and I've been aware of it for quite a while now. But we're fine. Yes, he says some things that are very shocking to people. I agree. They're shocking to me. Well, I'm trying to keep this place going, so can you help me?
You're not doing shit!
I have made some money here.
You haven't made
What?
money for 1 month of rent. Not 1 month.
I
So
just got
here,
monetized!
and we have been here for 1.5 years.
I just got
You've
monetized.
done nothing.
What have you done?
I gotta sit here, you fucking bitch!
couple of things that I want to say about this here real quick, because I'm a man myself. If I had $700,000 and my money was squandered the way it was, and I was too much of a, and I was a coward and I didn't speak up about it, and I was repressing all of these feelings, I would have said the same thing to her. Maybe worse. Maybe not on YouTube, but I certainly would have said this to her face. So what you're seeing is him telling her what he really thinks, how he really feels. Now she got her head down, making it sound like she's trying to do her best. And all of these men are out there watching this, and particularly me. And I'm thinking, what a jerk. What a jerk. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be talking. This is what I'm thinking at the time. I'm like, you shouldn't be talking to her like that. She's doing her best. And then I heard him say, now I'm looking at this in hindsight. So you got to remember now, we're looking at this from when I was stupid and today. We're going to go back and forth with this kind of thinking. Where I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, she was trying to manipulate me into trying to white knight for her, or trying to bail them out. And I did. I whenever I had money, I sent it. As a matter of fact, from that time for the next 3 years, I was given the money. You know what I mean? But everybody thought I was doing it to be nice to get the house. It was already mine. You know what I mean? But the thing is because we already did the lawyer stuff. That stuff was already in the works. But when I was watching this, and I'm thinking back, and I'm looking at the text messages, and I'm like, this is when she was really trying to, like, getting ready to show up, and then think she was going to get me, and then try to find an excuse to get rid of him. Because I thought he was a jerk when he did that when I first saw it. I thought he was a complete jerk. But I did talk to both of them over the phone, and we did a video call on Facebook. No, not on Facebook. What was it? No, over the phone we did a video call. And we was it StreamYard? No, we did a video call, and then we did a phone call, and then that's how I found out, because they showed me what they owed the housing company or whatever, the complex or rent or whatever they owed, like $6,000 or something like that. And then they needed key fobs. A lot of you know the key fob story better than me, I think. And then they needed money for the garage. They needed money for cigarettes. They needed money for food. Now I'm looking kind of stupid with that because I learned that she had food stamps. They needed money for a lot of different things that they would ask me for. So, yeah, I was falling for it. You know what I mean? So let me screen share here. So I understand. See, I'm on Jason's side here because I understand that the rage a person would have. Now, remember, that was the same video where she went in the bathroom. He doesn't want to work. He doesn't want to do this. I don't know how much longer I want to do this. And she was really going out there trying to convince people that that she was doing everything and he wasn't doing nothing. And then he says, it's been 1.5 years and you haven't made nothing. I believe if you watch that video unedited, she said she made $20. If I'm not mistaken, their rent was $3,000 a month. And every time I hear that, I can't help but to chuckle and laugh. I say, you're really getting on here saying you made $20? Are you serious? Like, are you serious? Guys, if you're watching this, imagine your money getting spent up like that, right? And you come to the realization that the grand thing that she could do was come up with $20. I think I speak for the male community when I say my hands would have been around her ability to breathe. I'll put it to you that way. Because I'd have been hot. I'd have been hot if I heard her saying all that stuff and all my money was gone. That's a typical gold digger. When all your money's gone, now all of a sudden you're sorry and you don't want to work. What about all the years he had money and he didn't want to work? You didn't seem to care then? But anyway, let's go back to the video. I just wanted to point that out because I didn't want it to echo and everything. But I'm a man. And like I said, I feel that rage because I'm like, man, if I was there, I'm not going to be a fake hypocrite. I would have said the same thing. And I would have said it word for word. I don't cuss on YouTube, but in my personal life, I've said some things when I've gotten mad. So let me mute and then show everybody the go back to the video there.
You're gonna hit me now?
Yeah. Call the cops. I want out of this relationship.
Times 30. 6 times 30, you do the math.
If I had a fucking gun, I would put it right here and pull that fucking trigger.
But I realize that this isn't really him. This is what he's dealing with, you know, dealing with his mental health. And as his wife, as his best friend, and as his main supporter, as a partner, as a friend, as the person in his life, I'm making the decision to stay with him despite what other people are saying, because I realize mental illness is real. There's times when I have problems with my mental illness, and I do things that I don't want to do, but I do them anyway. And I recognize this within him. So since I recognize I have problems and he has his problems, you know, I look at it in a different way than what other people do, because, you know, I have training in this type of stuff. You know, my main training in my last job was focused on people who had mental health problems. So because of that, I don't take this stuff when I see someone going through like a mental health crisis. I don't take it to heart what they say, or even what they do, really, because I know it's not them.
All right, let me give some people some advice if you're going to try to be on here and try to make some money on here or whatever, right? Because Shanny is a failure at this. She should probably take notes on some of these other people on here that actually do make money on here. But and I'm not one of them, Shanny. So don't ask me. Ask somebody who actually makes some money on here. But Shanny, you know, the reason why you stayed with this dude is because you didn't have the confidence that if you left him, that I would take you. You didn't have that confidence, Shanny. That is why you stayed with him. Okay, I'm looking back at this in hindsight. I'm not looking at this as a friend. I'm looking at this today and looking back at this, because this has to be the case. Okay. You stayed with him because I didn't give you the confidence that I wanted you. You keep getting on Twitch, talking about on Twitch and Rumble, whatever the heck you want right now, and Twitter and all this other mess. G-Man want me and G-Man want me. Why don't you show some proof for that, Shanny? There is overwhelming evidence on YouTube about what I'm talking about. However, where's your proof that I want you? One of these days, since you're a reaction person now, Shanny, react to this video and show that proof. I'm sure everybody on here is gonna believe you. But anyway, just sitting there talking about somebody understand people with mental health, and everybody who's seen her videos from that point on all knows she's full of caca when she's saying all of this stuff. So let me go back to this or whatever. I just thought that was funny when I heard her say that. Now, this video that we're watching now on XS Archive with her talking like that, the after video, I don't believe I've ever seen the after video. I only know about the other video because of Irate Alex, because apparently somebody got him a lot of well, actually Shabby for no XS Archive, Shabby for Christ, and then I think Irate Alex had a clip of it in one of his documentaries, I think. There's so many channels talking about them. Like, then you got that Just Breezing channel, and you got there's several of them. Celebrity Juicer. There's several of these channels talking about Shanny. Just not as often as they used to, because she's starting to get old, like, honestly. But let me no. Actually, let me mute, because then I'll have the echo. Let me just do this.
It's their illness. You know what I mean? Like, when
You don't do shit for anyone but yourself.
Fuck yourself. You spent all my money.
I spent all your
You
money.
spent all my fucking money.
How? What did I spend my
With
money
your
on?
piece of shit children
Really?
that break shit, and we had to move 15 times. Fucking whore.
You're the one who's saying I'm spending the $700,000 when it's literally you spending all the money.
No.
What did I spend the money on?
Fucking whore.
What did I spend the money
Spending
on?
my money.
What did I spend the
Fucking
money on?
feeding your kids.
Oh,
And
food.
your fat ass.
So food.
Fucking
So
disgusting
food.
fat ass.
So you spit on me too.
Yeah. You deserve
After you fucked me yesterday.
Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah.
Like when I act up, I know it's not me, it's my illness. So it's like when you see people going through stuff like that, it's just best to give people grace and love and kindness, and they'll eventually work through it. But like right now, it's just like it's hard times. So because it's hard times, because we're struggling so bad, of course, you know, tempers are gonna flare and people are gonna lose their shit and stuff. But he didn't mean anything what he said. I knew that when he was just talking out of his ass. He does that. I think it's like, I call it like this PA boy like attitude thing. And they just say the most nastiest things that they could possibly think of when they're angry. I don't know why they do that. It's just a lot of people from PA are like that. It's my dad was like that too. My dad's like that. He's no, he's New York, but he's
That's worse.
yeah, he's New York, but he's a lot like you and says really bad, horrible things to people when he gets angry too. And I get that. I know it's not you. I know you're just dealing with a lot of stuff. I know. And that's what it is. Now there's going to be people who's going to play that video and try to turn it and spin it into things that it's not. That's okay. Things were said that were really fucked up. I agree. But I'm safe. The boys are safe, and no violence has occurred at all. So it's like, I'm doing what's right. Oh, and may I just add this? If you're going to play this video on your YouTube channel, since that video is behind a paywall, just remember it is the top paywall possible that they're going to charge you with. So that's $50 times however how many people view it. So that's what you're looking for in court if you put my video on your YouTube, because it's behind a paywall. It's my copyright stuff. So I mean, you can't say fair use because it's behind a paywall. It doesn't work fair use if it's behind a paywall and you have to pay for the video. You see that? That's actual theft by presenting that video because it's paid content. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think that's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. But anyway, that whole video was done. That whole second video was done for, like, you know, her PR or whatever. But oh my gosh, she's stupid. But anyway, it's just hilarious looking at how she tried to make herself look like the victim and all of that. She didn't own up to anything. It was all him. Let's look at some of the accusations that he made. The accusations that he made was that she spent all of his money. He revealed how he really feels about those kids. And believe you me, that's how he really feels. All right? I have been in his presence and have heard him on multiple occasions say that he wished that it was just those two. And I'm talking about in person. I ain't talking about this YouTube stuff. Because a lot of times when you guys see them on YouTube, they're just acting and they're full of caca. That's what they are. And Shanny, you keep telling me I keep changing my stories. Why don't you collaborate everything that I'm saying with the things that I've said since I've been talking against you? I ain't changing nothing. Well, anyway, Shanny, I have to ask you a question, though. Since you're going to be with Jason for the rest of your life, do you still believe that you're a diva? Do you still believe you're a queen? That's what I want to know. Because Your plan for leaving Jason has failed. You have nowhere to go. You are stuck with him for the rest of your life. And you're not even married. He can cheat on you over and over and over again. And you can't do nothing about it because you ain't got no friends and you ain't got nowhere to go. Your family disowned you. You done burnt every bridge that you got on YouTube and on social media. Yeah, I'm being mean right now, Shanny. But how mean do you think you was being when you tried to play me regarding that house? When you tried to frustrate me into giving it back? When you tried to convince everyone on YouTube that I was throwing you out in the street because I'm a cold-blooded person or whatever? No, I think that's mean, Shanny. I think it's mean when you're lying to me about your legs need to be elevated when ever since you moved in your uncle's in Jason's uncle's house, your legs haven't been elevated one time. One time. I got you, Donna Murphy. I got you. This is what Donna Murphy said. G-Man, I'm not sure if you're aware, but you're doing all of these streams for yourself because you're the only one who believes them. You know what? I like to believe that, Donna, but like I said, there's a sucker born every day. Somebody might actually believe some of the stuff that they're saying. You know what I mean? Lubis saying G-Man believed it. Hey, Lubis, hey, you know, not everybody's smart like you, Lubis. Not everybody's smart like you when it comes to women. But anyway, so Shanny, your failure is Jason's gain because now he's broke. He misses his mother. He only stayed with you all that time, Shanny, because he needed that person to fill that void. And now you ain't got no choice, Shanny, but to fill that void for the rest of your life. And I think Jason knows this. I think he knows this. On 2 separate occasions, I've heard him on the internet say, then leave me. And you wouldn't leave. Which makes me think about something. I want to talk to some of the people in the chat here who know about the divorce between her and Chris. Who divorced who? Did Shanny divorce Chris or did Chris divorce her? Sabella, do you know this? Did Shanny divorce Chris or did Chris divorce Shanny? Who divorced who? Or was it mutual? What was Shanny's story back then? Because I believe that Shanny would have stayed with him. Oh, he left her. Okay. He left her. He left her. Gotcha. Okay, Chris left her. So, because I think Shanny would have stayed with him. Shanny isn't the type to just up and leave anybody. I don't think she left Doug. I think Doug left her. Chris left her. And you know what? I don't think Rev wants Shanny to. Well, actually, we all know that the Rev don't want Shanny to go nowhere. But it's not for love, Shanny. He doesn't love you, Shanny. That's what cracks me up about this. All you're doing is filling a void, his loneliness. That's all you're doing, Shanny. And whenever you feel like you're all high and mighty, you see what he's telling you to do, to get up and leave. Then if you really feel that way, Shanny, dump him, and you won't do it. You can go on all these other platforms you want, Shanny, and pretend that you're Christ-like and you're being a Christian and you care about love and peace and harmony and kumbaya, my Lord, and all the other mess that you be talking about on your streams. You can do that all you want. You are fooling nobody over here. You say you miss your friends. How many of you heard her say in one of her last streams that she missed her friends? I'm one of her old friends. Beckel is one of her old friends. Ask us how many times she's contacted one of us. She is full of it. This ain't the first time I've gotten to these kind of things with Shanny and Rev. This is probably maybe the 3rd or the 6th time I've been into one of these things with them. I want you to think about that a minute. She ain't contact me. I bet you she ain't contact Sabella. And I know she ain't contact Veckel. She ain't contacting Rand. She ain't contacting any of these people because she don't miss her friends. She missed the money she used to get from me because all she had to do was make a Cash App request. That's all she had to do. But you've been exposed, Shanny. And now God has put you in a prison that is worse than death. That is worse than actual prison. Now you have to be this guy's void. You are going to fill a void in Jason for the rest of your life because no man wants you. As a matter of fact, Shanny, I'll take it a step further. I believe on your Instagram and on your Twitter, you say that you're Shanny for Christ or Shanny needs love, LGBTQ and all this other stuff and whatnot. Not only do no man want you, I don't see any women trying to get you. You know what, Shanny? I think your vibrator is even rejecting you. Your vibrator don't want you. No man wants you. I know that little boy calling himself a man, Jason, wants you. But ain't no real man want you. Ain't no woman out there wanting you. No, actor. I believe that he's something that she's in something worse because she doesn't want to struggle like this. See, if you know anything about gold diggers, and this is something I do know something about. If you know anything about gold diggers, because I made a video talking about this, that the worst kind of woman is a gold digger, right? You want to punish one like that? Let them perpetually stay with the person they don't want to be with, that don't got no money. She'll never fix her reputation, ever. She'll never be able to fix her reputation on social media, ever. Even if she started going on a channel tour telling everybody I'm sorry, she will never fix her reputation. However, Jason, you can. By owning your stupidity, owning what you did to Zachary on multiple channels and talking about it and taking your medicine, taking your licks, and getting as far away from that wildebeest as possible. And Shanny, you probably think I'm fat shaming you. Jason, don't stop watching yet. Listen to what I'm going to say here. There's nothing to do with her physical looks. This got to do with how she is on the inside and on the outside. I'm not being no hypocrite about the kind of women that I think that are attractive or whatever. However, when it comes to something like that is so evil and disgusting and so manipulative, something like that, she don't deserve for me to call her a woman. That is a wildebeest. That is a chia pet. That is a sloth who refuses to do anything to better her life. She don't want to do nothing to better her life. And you ain't no different, Jason. But at least you ain't got to worry about being alone no more. Because now you got that manipulative, abominable snow Shanny with you for the rest of your life too. You got the abominable Shanny needs weed for the rest of your life. Think about this, dude. Man to man. She got you off the alcohol, and now you're addicted to weed. What did she really help you with? She helped you spend your money. That's what she did. But what has she really done for you? She ain't no doctor. She ain't no psychologist. She needs to go see one. But what has she really done for you? That's what I want to know. What did she really do for you, dude? Because I know both of you are watching right now. And both of you are going to sneak diss me on your next stream when you go live or some future stream. You're going to sneak diss me. But you know I'm telling you the truth, Jason. I've been trying to warn you for a while now about her. You can't come to me in private, man, telling me she's beating you up and that she's depraving you of certain things. And she don't make you feel like a man. I wish you guys would have been in the car with me when this dude told me, you know, the one thing I'm frustrated with her about, I don't feel like a man around her. That's the worst thing that you can say to a woman. That you don't make me feel like a man when I'm around you. I know some of you disagree with that, but just look at it from my perspective, right? So, and then after we have all them talks, what does he do? I say, Jason, keep this between me and you. He goes over there and tells her everything. Then she makes these videos. J-Man's trying to destroy my marriage, keeping secrets from me. I'm not your man. I don't have to tell you anything. And if I was your man, you wouldn't be allowed on social media. Mark my words on that. You honestly think I would allow you to get on here and do all that? You must be crazy. And then spin me into it. You crazy. It would have never, ever, 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 ever happened. I don't have a brain to wash first. Yeah, I would have to be an alcoholic and out of commission, and she has to have like full control of my account to get me like that, right? My goodness gracious, man. My goodness. But yeah, Shanny, you're an utter failure. And it's not because like in terms of YouTube views, yeah, you're better than me at that. Yeah, you got me on that, Shanny. You've achieved what you believe is YouTube fame. You've achieved that. But you want to know what? At least I got my money in my pocket. That's all I got to say. And I would much rather have money in my pocket than achieve that kind of YouTube thing that you got, where everybody and their mama look at you as being disgusting and being an abominable snow shanty and being a wildebeest. I would much rather have the money in my pocket and working and busting my rear end to get to where I'm trying to be than to follow the example that you're showing on how to get views. You're talking about peace and love and happiness. How about this, Shanny? How about you actually show some love to the person that you're with? Stop flirting with other men online. Stop flirting with other women online. How about you shave your head when you're caught doing that? How about you actually do something that's beneficial to your relationship? This man gave you his world. And you know what you gave him back in return? You gave him 1% of your EBT and a good whipping whenever he's not in line. Rev, let me tell you something, dude. You're physically stronger. You're a man. And when you start acting like it, she'll understand it. Put that wildebeest in her place and keep her there. All right? And Jason, I want you to do something. I want you to test everything that I said tonight. I want you to test it. I want you to break up with her. Just try to do it. Say, Shanny, just dump me. The next time you get to it, just dump me. She ain't going nowhere. She's not going to pack a bag and leave, dude. I guarantee it. She ain't packing no bag. She ain't got nowhere to go. She ain't going nowhere. So she's at your mercy. And she's going to be that way for the rest of her life because both of you refuse to get a job. Neither one of you want to go downtown and go get and do something with your money situation. Neither one of you want to do it. So you're stuck. She ain't going nowhere. She couldn't leave if she wanted to. And she tried to do a fundraiser, which I think would be hilarious. This would be the most successful fundraiser she ever did. Hey, guys, I want to leave Jason. Can somebody donate $500 so I can get to Duluth? Watch how fast she get that $500. Because everybody's rooting for this dude to get away from her. Of course, I would never give her the money. I would actually buy the ticket, a refundable ticket, and tell her to get on the plane. Because you know she's probably lying and probably wants to buy Delta 8. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Rev, if you want a stun gun, yeah. You know what, Sabella, I can get that for him. So he can defend himself against her. Because I'm going to tell you something. I've never once heard one story where she put her hands on him when they were living in that house, when they first got together, because I know what Rev had in that basement. She wouldn't have dared. Not when you got, let me show you guys something here. Let me cut my camera on. Those bullets were this big. Them bullets were big. That went into that rifle that he had there before I brought it to the police station. Them bullets were like this. I don't know if you guys, you know what? They were about maybe 4 maybe 4 to 5 inches, I think. They were big that went into that rifle. Like Red wasn't playing, man. He had weapons over there, man. And he had a Glock. Shanny wouldn't have dared. As much as she get on here talking about how men shouldn't put their hands on women, she's a feminist and all this other stuff and whatnot. And I want to do a little bit of a confession here. Y'all remember them videos that I used to make on here talking about feminists? Y'all know I was directing that towards Shanny, right? Even when we were friends. I don't think you guys understand how much I dislike that kind of feminism. I just don't. Listen to me. I'm all for women's rights. I'm all for equal opportunity when it comes to jobs and all this other stuff. But when you think you could put your hands on a man, nah, that's where I draw the line. That's where I draw the line. And you know what? Everybody want to be different out there. That's all fine and well. But I don't play that. And I believe that Carrie was on point when she said his downfall was him never standing up to Shanny. Shanny had no problem with him going to jail. Even was talking about how he was a rebound and he was this, that, and the other. Tried to capitalize on the news that this guy was in jail. She wasn't crying. She wasn't grieving it or nothing like that. She didn't want to leave him like she was supposed to after he kicked Zachary. Looking at these videos is how I know this, by the way. You know what I mean? But instead, she was trying to get with me. You know what I mean? And when she realized that couldn't happen, well, I need to get some. I need to get laid. When he gets out of jail, I'm going to get laid. And that's exactly what happened. She didn't care about what happened to her son, especially with the revelation where Jason ultimately, because this is when Jason told me that when they was in Colorado that she slammed one of them boys. And if I could ever get one of them on my channel, man, I would, well, actually maybe when they're 18 and 21, when they're not scared no more, they can get on here and they can actually tell everybody that Shanny ain't no saint, that she put her hands on them too. From what I heard in Colorado, I cannot prove that. Disclaimer, I cannot prove that Shanny did anything. I can only tell you what Jason told me. And I can say that what Jason did to Zachary, this is what you guys probably don't know. This was not an isolated incident. He did this on more than one occasion. Well, at least this is what the kids told me. The kids came to me in that hallway. Remember when I told you guys it was going to do that big group hug? It was calling me daddy and all of the mess, and Shanny wanted me to stay there and everything. When I got the hard sell, so to speak. And one of them was telling me that he's always had this temper and he's done things to them even when they was in Colorado. I seen the video where they were crying, because I didn't actually watch that video, especially objectively if I did, where they was saying, where they were crying and saying that they didn't want him to come home. They didn't want him to come back to the house. Shanny specifically told me to change the locks and to don't let him in there to do this and to do that. And I said, I don't know if I can do that because his cars are on the property. I don't know how to drive. Shanny didn't want to get up and do anything. I said, Shanny, what are you going to do with those two cars that are out there? Because he had the Caddy and he had the Durango out there. And she was like, well, I don't know, sell them. I don't care what you do with them. I don't want them back here again. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about this. I said, woman, you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for him. Like in the back of my mind, with everything that's happening, I'm thinking you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for him. You know what I mean? So like he would have had to contact me. He would have had to say, listen, we need somewhere to go. And then they would have been there or whatever. You know what I mean? And no, that does not take away the fact that I was doing things for those kids too. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. And that is a little bit excessive. But the point of the matter is she was willing to like have somebody just take the cars, give them away or whatever. Because I can't sell something without a title. You know what I mean? If I'm not mistaken, when you get a car, somebody has to sign over the paperwork to you. You got to have a license, I think. Then you got to go to the DMV and do some work, because when my relative died, I inherited some vans. I think a lot of you know that, and that's what happened with me. But I sold those vans as soon as all that happened, because again, I don't know how to drive. You know what I mean? But that is a wicked, 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 selfish, self-centered woman. Very wicked, self-centered, selfish woman. Even when she gave to other people in here, Brett King, Dragna, myself, Hannah Stout, when she gave to, I don't know if she gave you anything, Sabella, and the rest of the people on the internet. She did that for herself. She didn't do that for nobody else. She did that for herself so that she can look good. And I'm also convinced that the reason she did that, because she wanted that YouTube fame, because she knew when the money was going to be over, what she was going to do with all that popularity was get people to like her, and she was going to make all of that ad revenue. But she was too cocky to understand that you can't get on YouTube and use the N-word and say all this other stuff and think you're going to have a platform. Alley Cat. Sabella, can you vouch for Alley Cat? I don't know who Alley Cat is. Sabella, can you oh, Sabella said she didn't want her money. Yeah, because you was kind of flip-flopping back then. First you was like revenge for Shanny, and then you was like you was going back and forth, I think, Sabella, I think. But anyway, Sabella, can you vouch for Alley Cat? Alley Cat said they want mods. Can you vouch for them? I'll wait to see what she says. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Alley Cat. Okay, so Shanny, you're stuck, and there's nothing you can do about it. You're in the perfect storm. You may think you can walk away, but what you're gonna walk away with? You can't even keep a platform long enough to make money. Like, honestly, what's your plan, Shanny? You can't demonize Jason the way you demonize Chris and the way you demonize the last guy that you was with. You obviously don't give a hoot about getting your kids back because all you care about is your precious heart getting hurt all the time. And the man that you with don't want those kids back in there with you. I never thought the G-Man would betray me. Shanny, how many fights have we had here on social media? This ain't the first time. I've used to call you Shanny for Satan. But now I don't want nothing to do with you because you are one evil, can I put this? You are one evil, manipulative. Every word goes back to the same word. I put it to you this way. You're an evil, manipulative female dog. That's what you are, Shanny. You're an evil, manipulative female dog. That's what you are. For some reason, my mind can't get past that. Try to frustrate me into giving it back. Why? So that you guys can get it after everything was paid off and then sell it so that you can start getting high all over again? No, Shanny. That much I wasn't stupid. That I wasn't stupid enough to happen. I told you to your face that I would help you, but I'm not going to do it to the point of poverty. It wasn't going to happen. I told you that to your face, Shanny. And do you realize, Shanny, I'm the only man on social media that can say that you knew better than to try to put your hands on me. Yeah, you can beat Rev up all you want because he's too stupid to walk away. I don't know if you ever put your hands on Chris. One of these days when he's live, Sabella, please hit me up when he goes live and does his odd irrelevancy. I want to ask him, did Shanny ever put her hands on him? I really want to ask him some questions regarding him. And I want to have him on his channel as a guest. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm just going to go over there and leave a comment on here and see if I can get Chris to come on here. But Chris might not be that crazy about me. I don't know. But I'm the only man that's ever been in Shanny's life in which she never put her hands on me. Because she knew better. I told her straight up what I would do. I am not Rev. I'm a lot physically stronger than Rev. Okay? And if she would have tried it, I probably would have kicked her out that day, mainly because she kept telling me, I gotta elevate my legs and I'm in terrible condition and all this other stuff. Till it was time to go to Walmart and go shopping. And all of a sudden you can walk and do everything else in the book. Yeah, she's very abusive, Green Eyes. Very abusive. But she ain't put her hands on me. You imagine what that would do to my reputation if I got on here? Shanny beat me up. You must be crazy, Shanny. must be crazy if you thought that was going to happen with me. Smoking that good stuff if you thought that was going to happen with me. I'm sitting there watching literally everything that happened between the two of you, and you thought you was going to pop in my life and spin me into poverty? No, and I admit I left Scranton a couple of times broke to go back to work, feeding your behind, buying you clothes, basically taking care of your family when you were supposed to be doing it yourself. I always joke around with Rev with this. I said, dude, I was the man of that house, not you, because you wasn't doing nothing but begging. That's all you was doing. You and Shanny was spending all that time begging. I was the man of that house. And I showed you an example, Rev, on how you're supposed to deal with her. You have to know how to say no, dude. It ain't difficult. I don't know who she thinks she is. But anyway, I felt the need to make this. I wanted to give Carrie a shout out and give her some credit for the statement that she made when her and her husband, I think it was another person on there, and they was talking about Rev's downfall, and his downfall was just not standing up to Shanny. That's why he's in the position that he's in today. The good news for him is he doesn't have to be there. He can walk away whenever he wants. But of course, he's too stupid to see it. And then there's Shanny who's stuck. Think about this, Shanny. You can't go to Duluth. You can't go to New York. You got nowhere to go. So not only are you going to fill that role that he lost when he lost his mother, but you're going to like it, Shanny. Because there's nothing you can do about it. It's over. It's over. So you, Shanny, get on your knees and you kiss the uncle's butt. You get on your knees and now you got to kiss Rev's butt. And if you mess up one time, that's it. It's over. If these knuckleheads get you on that cancer issue, you're going to jail, Shanny, because you lied to everybody and you got on social media and you told everybody you had cancer. And Shanny, you're blaming Carrie for this. You're blaming Carrie. Let me tell you something, Shanny. I was the one that came on social media and said, I'm pretty sure you're breaking TOS by getting on here when you was on Twitch saying that you had cancer. It wasn't no Carrie. That was me. You ain't got no cancer, and everybody on here knows it. That's fraud. You're trying to raise money for something that's not even wrong with you. And you know what, Shanny? I demand that you show proof that you have fibromyalgia. That is the only illness you probably actually have. This borderline personality disorder, I don't believe you have that either. I don't believe that no more. Some people on here are making legitimate points on here that you're a con artist. Where's your proof that you have fibromyalgia? Show me that you wasn't faking, Shanny, all this pain that you claim that you have. Making Rev do all these errands. Like Rev was this an idiot. He went to the store, he washed her butt, he bathed her, wiped her butt when she went to the bathroom. He did everything in there. And he gets no credit for it at all. Because she gets mad and says she does everything. She is full of it. She is full of it. You're stuck. You're being punished by the person that you're claiming that you're following, Shanny. You are being punished by the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob for the evil that you have committed. For having his name smeared all over the internet. You ain't got no cancer. I want to see proof for fibromyalgia, or I might be the one to lead the charge to start accusing you of faking being hurt. And where's your proof that you got borderline personality disorder? Like, I want to see proof for all of this, Shanny. Drader made an interesting video. Now, he could be trolling. I don't know. Somebody in the chat can help me with this. Is it true that she's copying Foodie Beauty? Now, this is one thing I can confirm, that literally for breakfast, Shanny and Rev would just wake up to Foodie Beauty and watch them all the time. And if it ain't Foodie Beauty, it's Trisha Paytas. Or no. Truthfully, Trisha. They watch them hard. Like the way a person would watch their favorite TV show every single day. They like she knew everything about Foodie Beauty. Everything about Truthfully Trisha. Is it true that she's trying to copy Foodie Beauty? And that she's trying to copy Truthfully Trisha? If somebody's got some videos and can give me some links later on in the video in the comment section, I would like to take a look at those so I can see if there's any truth to that. Because I don't know if Drader is actually trolling or if he's on to something. Bug Love says Foodie Beauty, Chantel, and yes, she is. She copies many people. Who does she copy? Besides, okay, so I'm gonna look at to see whether or not she's copying Foodie Beauty. But who else is she copying? Shanny copies a different person every other week. She has no sense of identity. That's interesting. And Shanny, look at this. Aries is the one that's saying this. Aries 106 is the one saying this. One of your former mods, Shanny. Shaniqua, I seen this in the wig that she wears when she tries to talk black, but I don't know if she's trying to copy anybody named Shaniqua. I don't know. Jason is copying. Now, this is a little bit of research I did do. There are YouTubers and archangels, apparently, which I really think are demons that are called Saldafon and Metatron. I'm actually working on a project for the main channel to show everybody who Saldafon and who Metatron is. They ain't no angels, that's for sure. They're demons. I'm gonna prove that. Talking about you speaking in the spirit of Elijah. One of the first things that people should notice that exposes Shanny is her mouth and how often she cusses on her platforms. That ain't the spirit of Elijah, and Elijah never cussed. Shanny is full of it. That's one of the first things that you can see when you should start questioning who and what she really is at the end of the day, and whether or not she's other person centered or whether or not she's me centered. And I've been watching, like I said, I've been watching a lot of this archive stuff, and I mean a lot. It's always about her art. I don't care about Shanny's art. I don't care about her art. And I am sick and tired of hearing it. So I'm going to be giving some of them channels a break because I'm tired of hearing it. Every other video. Oh, my heart. Oh, my heart. And my heart. And my heart. Shanny, nobody cares, Shanny. I really don't. And you'll be surprised how many people in the Christian community don't care about the God that you worship called your heart. The Bible says that the heart is desperately wicked. Who can know it? Nobody gives a hoot about your heart. You walk around here claiming that you're a Christian, and yet Christ's name is being smeared all over the net because you keep saying you're doing things in Christ's name, and then what are you doing? You're lying and you're manipulating and you're using people. Look at what you did. Look at what you did with Jason. Jason was totally different before he got involved with you. Totally different. And I'm sorry, honey. Nobody's poo-tang's that good. Talking about some of you may be white trash, but you expensive white trash, according to what she said in one of those videos. No, you're not. You're worth about $5 now, Shanny. You're worth about $5. Satan already has your soul because you don't belong to Christ. And I would greatly appreciate it if you stop calling yourself Shanny for Christ, because you ain't for Christ. You're for yourself. Midstar has been right about you for a very long time. And I have to go back and watch a lot of stuff to see how consistent Midstar has been on you. Shanny, you need to repent. You really need to repent. Of course, it's never going to happen, but you need to repent. You really need to repent. You hurt a lot of people on here, but the person that you're destroying the most is the man that you're with, because I don't think you care about yourself. You have said on multiple occasions that you want to die. That person that you claim that you love so much, who licked your butthole so well, and that we all got to hear about this all the time, he's the one that's being destroyed and hurt. Your kids who want to be with their mother can't be with you because you're too selfish and too self-centered to even care about trying to get them back. I mean, that's a long vacation, Shanny, that they've been on. Christian worldview is we don't believe in other people raising our children. One more reason why I don't believe you who you say you are, Shanny. And Carrie's been making a good point. And she's a mother. She's been making Carrie's been making a few good points, and that's why I've been a couple of times I gave her some I gave her a super chat, but I need to do it again, honestly, because she's been making some good points lately. How the heck you a mother and you don't care about your kids? How are you a mother and you don't care about your kids? Yeah, your kids got taken. When are you going to try to get them back? When are you going to try to get an income where you can get your own place? But all you care about is internet fame. That's all you care about, Shanny. Internet fame. You don't care about those kids. You know when you're going to get that real internet fame, Shanny, is when they lock you up. When they throw you behind bars. And God begins to deal with you when you're in prison. When you can't lie to nobody no more. No crocodile tears won't help you with nobody no more. And if I were you, Shanny, I would get right today, because if you don't, you're going to wish you did. You're going to wish you did. The time's going to come for all of eternity. You're going to wish you did. You are an evil, vindictive, manipulative, selfish prick who needs to stop all of this acting that you do on social media. I want love and I want peace and I'm a stoner. You're you are a crackhead. You are a crackhead. That's what you are, Shanny. You're a crackhead. And no, I'm not saying you're using crack, but I'm just using the expression because I can't say half the stuff on here that I wish I could say, but I can't. But read between the lines. You're a crackhead and you're a prostitute. Yes, you sold your body for money on OnlyFans. You did porn for money. That makes you a prostitute. Rev was right when he called you a whore. You do understand that you can get a dictionary and point out why you're these things. Then you wanted drag and misdrag to participate, right? Then tried to suggest that oh Lord, you people should know better. You and Shanny would know way better. I don't know who them voices in y'all heads that's talking, but y'all should know better than that. Y'all should have known a whole lot better than that. Y'all should have known a whole lot better than that. Shanny, Chris, sleeping with your best friend does not give you the excuse to put everything that's ever happened in your life on YouTube. Because prior to that event happening, prior to your separation with Chris, I barely knew anything about you except for the fact that you was defending atheists on the internet and you was calling for peace and happiness and kumbaya and all this other mess and whatnot. Right? I barely knew anything about you. We were internet friends. Then all of a sudden, your man cheats on you with your best friend, and all of a sudden that gives us the right to know everything that's going on in your life because you won't shut up and because you want to share every little detail. Like, can Rev go to the bathroom without us knowing about it? Can he take a pee-pee without me knowing about it? Please? Can you eat a sandwich and digest it without me knowing about it? That's none of my business. I don't care what's going on in the back of your shirt. You tell everybody everything that's going on in your life like a dummy, and then you get mad when this stuff is used against you. Lubis. I'm not putting that on the screen, but if you guys want to see what I'm talking about, scroll up and look at what Lubis said in the live chat. But and then not to mention the hell that I went through defending you like a dummy. You won't see them days come back, Shanny. That is for sure. Oh, and by the way, that's by request, according to you, Shanny. You don't like it when I defend you. Remember that? You remember you saying that, Shanny? And by the way, Shanny, why are you still alive? You're supposed to die of those blood clots. You ain't died on blood clots. What happened? But anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up. Appreciate everybody watching. Shanny, there's nothing you can do. Your life is over. Like you're like royally screwed unless you get up and go get a job. Because Rev ain't working nowhere, and he must be loving the fact that he knows when he goes to sleep and he wakes up, you're gonna be right there. But Rev, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Every single day you stay with her, you ain't getting better at all. But you don't want to be better. All you're looking for is a replacement for your mother. You don't got to drink yourself to death no more. Now you got Shanny to say rockabye baby to you every night. Absolutely hilarious. Can't make this stuff up. I think both of you should be institutionalized for at least a week where you guys can be away from each other. That you can go on withdrawal, and then you can get some truth put in your ears, and then stay away from each other. And then, actually, they should make a law for you two where they can make you guys break up. A law should be made where Shanny and Rev is forced to break up. They need to make a law that says those kind of relationships should not exist, and the two of them should be broken up. Because they're destroying each other. Neither one of them care about each other. Because like I said, if Shanny cared about him, he would be in the hospital somewhere talking to a shrink. And if he cared about Shanny, he would get up and go get a job. As a matter of fact, if they cared about each other, both of them would be getting up and getting a job. All right, so you guys have a good night. Thank you, girls in. You guys take care. I'll do another Shanny. Oh, and by the way, if you don't know this, I'm on Rumble now. What did I call that channel? I think it's G-Man 3232, I think. On Rumble, I think. If you don't got the link, Sabella can give it to you. If you guys want to look over there, I uploaded a video on there. I'm going to upload another video either tomorrow or Tuesday regarding Shanny and Rev on Rumble, as I'm going to start taking every video that I've ever made about them and put it on Rumble, and taking some of these other videos and putting it on Rumble too, so that people can know who and what they're listening to on that platform as well. As a matter of fact, every platform that they go to, I'm going to follow them and put those videos on there too. And I'm going to tag their names in it. And I'm going to let everybody see those videos before they start listening to those two liars. All right? Because seriously, they need to do something with themselves. And that's not stalking, Shanny. I'm not coming to your residence. But I can speak out against the things that you're doing and pretending to have cancer and pretending that you have all these illnesses when you have never shown anybody any proof for any of the things that you're going through. All right. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one.